Hello and welcome. I'm Keelan, the Realist Reviewer, and I'm joined by Vincent. Hello,
Hello.
Vincent. Hello. And today we're looking at Skyrim,
Oh
which
my,
is
oh my.
coming out on the 11th of November. And here we are flying through the air. There's cool stuff on the walls. Prophecy.
And running through the forest is probably the most epic thing ever.
That's what you do most of the time in this Elder Scrolls game.
Yeah, it is.
Epic travel through the sandbox world.
More running in the forest. Oh my god.
Yeah, and the epic stone wall. Yeah, you always think he's going to drop off the edge, but
Yeah, I'm really baffled by that.
yeah, I think it's to show that you could fall off at that moment, so you need to be a bit more careful in this game because everything's realistic,
And
which
no
which I
invisible
love.
bobs.
And here we have the main kind of story, which is Novakeem, I believe he's called, the Dragonborn, and he's the only one that could stop the evil dragons. I think all the dragons in this kind of realm are evil. And there you see his breath. He has the dragon's power words or breath that apparently causes various effects like stunning your enemies and such. Now look at this beautiful architecture.
It's just marvelous.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know what to say about this game. It looks so awesome.
Yeah, it's like a beautiful architecture. You got the Nordic feel going on. You've got the classic kind of RPG going on, and here it's showing all the different combats you can try. There's a spellcaster, thief, kind of sword and shield barbarian. It really like Oblivion. It really seems to be catering for everyone's tastes. And
Yeah.
here you've got the quickening. There can be only one. We
There,
inherits the dragon's strength.
there could be only one.
Yeah. So I really like that. That's kind of quickening going.
Yeah,
Every
it's
dragon you kill. And apparently every level you get a new perk as well, which is pretty
yeah.
awesome. So yeah, that was the first Skyrim trailer, and that was a really nice kind of taster trailer.
Oh, indeed, indeed.
It was designed for hype, and it really got the hype going. It really got me excited for this game. And it's available on the 11th of the 11th of the 11th, which is a perfect date.
It's
At least I
special.
think so. Very special.
Yeah.
ElderScrolls.com. Get it now. So here we have a bit more of the gameplay going on right here. We've got the kind of first-person view. Of course, with as with Oblivion, you've got various ways of viewing your character, which is awesome. Now
Yeah.
this looks very, very console-ish, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, it does. Ugh.
Yeah. I'm not sure how I feel about that. I don't mind that, but it's like on the PC it should be a little bit different, hopefully.
Yeah, the only thing I'm afraid of it's going to have the controller feeling you have the late turning around with the mouse or
Yeah.
when you move around.
Yeah, I'd be really interested to how you control these weapons we're seeing here because whether it's going to have because you've usually got a shield, a weapon, or you've got a weapon and a spell hand going. So how you control those is going to be really interesting to see. Whether
Yeah.
you'll be using your mouse buttons, or I presume you'll be using your mouse buttons, or you'll be using something on the keyboard or something like that. But yeah, and they've got they're very proud of the new horse animation. That look, it's not Phil horse anymore. it's like yes, well done. You've done a pony.
Yeah, so bronies
Yeah.
embrace it.
So here we got a lich, I believe, or some kind of frost lich
Some
of
nasty
some
shit.
sort, and a spider.
Yeah, I
now
can't wait
and you can see
for the
It
fight.
can be a two-hander and dual wield for that. Now that finishing move is just it's not good. I really hope they fix that. I do
Yeah.
love the spells though. Look at that guy flying
Oh,
there.
it's so
It's wonderful.
beautiful.
And
Look at him
I
go!
love the way the what is that? Some kind of
Ogre or
giant,
something?
yeah. And he just got thrown. So yeah, that was the trailers, guys. I hope you enjoyed them. We certainly did. I mean, we're really looking forward to this game. Yeah, there's just so much to talk about. Where shall I begin? I think basically the biggest thing I'm looking forward to are the 130 dungeons that are going to be in this game, ranging from 15 minutes to 2 hours.
Oh,
That
nice.
I hope that they are as long as they say they are, and there are plenty of long dungeons. And I hope they're not all cave levels, because in Oblivion there was far too many cave levels for me.
Mm.
It was like, oh look, let's go down a hole again and troll through a cave, another cave. I really like the ones where they had the ruins and stuff like that. Those were fun. Apparently there's going to be a lot more traps and stuff like that, and there's going to be more puzzles, which can be awesome if it's done the right balance. So I hope they have the right balance for puzzles.
Hmm. Well, what I'm looking forward to, it's got to be the major cities.
Yeah,
Solitude, Riften, Witheran, Windhelm, and Markath, or whatever.
yeah,
And the big thing about that is every big settlement has its own unique culture and architecture. I can't
that's
wait to
right.
see that. So
Yeah.
I'm really curious about that one. And even every town has its own economic system. So if you destroy cities'
Mm.
means of income, they have to buy from another nearby city. So that means the prices will
Mm.
skyrocket and
Yeah,
or
and you
not
can
even
help
be.
them as well.
Yeah, so
Totally.
you can just rampage and sell stuff to them.
Yeah. And
Uh,
the yeah, I'm really excited for cities as well, because it really looks like people are working when you come up to talk to them. Apparently, if you kill a merchant or whatever, their family member takes up the business, and they hate you for it. So it's fantastic. It's
oh
like
my.
what you do has consequence, and it's not like Oblivion where if you kill one merchant, the whole town tries to lynch you. The city guard might try to stop you and arrest you and stuff, but the whole town isn't gonna come after you and stuff, but they are gonna resent you for it. So, yeah, apparently it's gonna be like a lot more realistic than you might expect. I think the looking at the people. The graphics just look fantastic. The faces, they fixed the faces, thank goodness. Everyone I've met pretty much agrees that Oblivion, the faces were scary. Uh, they were either scary or fugly.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
Oh, it's well, I just remembered when I played, I was like, "What the hell is this?" It's so awesome, but it's kind of strange too.
Yeah.
I don't know what else to you said everything about it, what
Mm.
I feel. So
It's like Uncanny Valley, It's like I got the Uncanny Valley from, which is where you feel a bit strange when you're talking to these people,
hmm.
and it would always zoom in on their face, and you're like, ah, you know,
Oh God, what do you want?
right in my face, ah, and when you do the, I really enjoyed the kind of when you're talking to them and stuff, you get the different expressions and
Oh
stuff
yeah, yeah.
depending on whether you're joking or whether you're intimidation and stuff. I hope they keep that, but I hope they have it a bit more sophisticated than that. We haven't had any confirmation on that yet. So if you've heard anything, let us know in the comments and stuff.
Hmm.
Yeah, so it's like there's so much going to be going on and stuff. Apparently the armor is going to have a much more Nordic feel this time round, which is awesome because we live in the kind of Nordic region, at the moment. So it's awesome that we get to see a bit of Nordic mythology and Nordic kind of design in this game. Although they say there's going to be five different cities and they're going to have different cultures. So I wonder how they're gonna are they all gonna be like different variations of Nordic cultures? Or
Yeah.
I wonder
Uh,
how they're gonna do that.
I'm really curious about that too.
Yeah.
Because if it's, yeah, I just hope they don't suddenly get Egyptians in it or something. Like,
Yeah,
"Hurdy-gurdy, habatiku."
I don't think they would, because you're in Skyrim, you're
Yeah,
in the
exactly.
North land, so you would presume it's just different variations of Nordic culture.
Maybe the
So maybe,
accent.
yeah, that's right, slightly different accent depending on what part they're in and
Mm.
such. But I suppose we need to remember that it's a fantasy land. It's not going to be based strictly
That's true.
on Nordic stuff. It's going to be they're going to have some artistic license for that, I think. By the way, did you know in the game you can get married apparently and have
Yeah,
them move into your place? I applaud that actually. I know a lot of people are going to be laughing at that, but I like that kind of stuff in a game.
well,
I like to have I really liked in Oblivion that you could have you buy a house and you could put all the trophies in the cases and stuff. You could put all your treasure in a display case and stuff like that. I spent hours doing that shit.
yeah,
So the fact that you can have a doting wife at home and stuff is fantastic.
indeed.
I'm looking forward to that, especially. Just more realism and stuff. I heard you can build reputation with people. You can make friends, but also you can. Apparently, you've got factions that you can gain reputation with again. I hope it's better this time round because with Oblivion, I was impressed with some and disappointed in others. I think. Mainly in the control at the end. I thought you'd have more control over the guilds.
Hmm.
Mm.
Yeah, and apparently there's three classes, if you
Ooh.
want to call that. It's a warrior, mage, and thief. You will not
Alright.
choose these. It's merely there for categorizing. So, but the warrior have crafting skill, smithing. Mage have enchanting,
Mm-hmm.
and the thief has alchemy.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I guess you gotta be like a thief if you want alchemy. You can't be a warrior and
Yeah, I'm not too sure about that. It would be strange if they're gonna typecast you like that. You can only use certain skills. I don't think they would do that because they haven't before.
hmm.
So maybe you're just more proficient in it. I hope that's the case. Um, they with the class system, I hope that it seems to be though that they let you be if you want to be a sword mage, you can be if you want to be part warrior and part mage. I,
Yeah,
they don't seem to stop you from doing that. So I think it's just specializations. You could have one
yeah.
specialty, and that helps you.
Might be a buff. Yeah, right.
Yeah, I think because you get a perk every level, which apparently stops at level 50, and then you kind of soft level until it's just like a soft cap, and then you can level to about 75. They're estimating right now.
Yeah, and apparently the leveling is faster than the previous games.
Yeah, which is kind of a good thing, and it's nice. I just hope it's not too quick. Apparently, there's quite high level mobs around and stuff, but apparently you can get away from them easy
Hmm.
enough if you need
Yeah.
to. That reminds me of running away from the Minotaur in
Mm,
Oblivion.
that was horrible.
Yeah, I was ran away from that guy because he was nasty.
Mm. Oh, let's see. Perks will, among other things, decrease the sound of your footsteps, disarm enemies, give you access to unique special moves. That's pretty nice.
Yeah, it's I really enjoy the stealth element in Oblivion, and
Hmm.
the stealth element in Skyrim is gonna be. I hope they take it to a whole new level, and I hope that you can do some stealth kills as well because sometimes you just enjoy either shooting someone with an arrow from miles away if you're
Mm.
good enough aim. I was a ranger type character, and I was just very proficient in shooting people miles away, and it was hilarious every time they got a crit.
Yeah.
So I hope they have something like that in there. I do worry with them saying that it's a mage, a warrior, and a thief. I do worry a little some that they're kind of limiting what you can do because in Oblivion, of course, you had all kinds of stuff, and you had a lot of the kind of D&D type classes,
Yeah.
and I hope they're not going to detract from that too much. But from the interviews, it seems that the guy keeps reiterating that we want to give you, we don't want to constrain you on what you can do in the game. So if you want to hurl spells and swing a sword, you can do, and if you want to, so you basically instead of being called a certain class, you've got your main classes, which all the rest really derive from,
Mhm.
except for a healer. But you don't need a healer because you're on your own pretty much.
Yeah.
I wonder if you probably will have a companion at some point in the game. I expect.
Yeah, you can actually make friends, and
Mhm.
then they will be your companion, or
Ah,
you can even hire companion or
nice,
companions.
nice.
And I also saw
That's gonna be
that.
great. I wonder how many you're restricted to. I wonder if it's like 3 or 5 man party that you can have
Or
with.
raid.
Yeah, that would be really cool if you had to go somewhere really difficult. You could bring like 10 men with you,
Oh,
or
that would be
something
so
like that.
awesome.
Yeah, that would really bring a new element to the game. But you know what would really bring a new element to Skyrim? What
Mm,
Skyrim would really be just make it the best game ever made
what's
would
that?
be a 4-man multiplayer.
Oh, that would be so
Can you
awesome.
imagine? Can you? I mean, people say, "Oh, it's an RPG."
Yeah, but RPG.
RPGs can be co-op, drop
Yeah.
in, drop out co-op. What? Why? What's the harm? What's the problem? It's been done before. It's not that hard to do. You can have. You don't have to worry about servers. You just let each other host it over LAN or over the internet.
Mhm.
And why not? I keep asking this question. People are like, it's Skyrim. It doesn't do that. It's not about that. And I'm like, well, why not? Nobody gives me a definitive answer here. It's just like, and there isn't one because there's no reason why we can't have co-op in most games because you can adapt the storyline to fit in with other people, or you can have someone just tag along. I'm sure people don't really mind if you're going through the campaign and the person's only addressing the main party leader. I don't think people really care about that so much.
No.
As long as they get to play, as long as they get a
Mhm.
chance to experience it, to watch the cutscenes, to watch the dialogue. They're watching the dialogue going on between the main party leader and the characters, but they're still a part of it. And I don't think that's hellishly hard to do these days.
No, it
And
shouldn't.
so really, why they have why they're sticking to this kind of with Dragon Age as well. It looked like it was going to be 4-player multiplayer. They even put it on a box at one stage, and then they retracted it later.
Mhm.
And then they were like, we never said it was going to be multiplayer. We never said there was going to be any multiplayer aspects. This kind of thing, I think they really need to change their attitude on because people want to play together, people want to have a chance to adventure together, and people will argue that that's what MMOs are for. But MMOs aren't like RPGs, and it's because you're playing with hundreds of people. What if you just want to play with 4 of your mates or 2 of your mates? You should have the opportunity to have the RPG experience with a few friends. And that's what I think would make Skyrim just the best game ever.
Yeah. Let's just hope if they're going to do that at the time. Let's hope they're not going to do it like Fable 3
Oh
or Fable
god, no.
2.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's fun to play, but still,
Oh yeah.
when you were the second player, it felt like you were left out. You were just the third wheel.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, but it's better than nothing. I'd rather see that than nothing at all. And that's what they're doing with this game. They're saying you will not have a chance to play this with your friends ever. With this series of games, and I think there's a very narrow-minded kind of, and they say we don't want to detract from the game. We don't want to waste time on the multiplayer, and they keep on saying this. But if you're, I've got a degree in computer science and stuff. I know how programming games work. It
Mhm.
ain't that much work, really, to add another person in with you. Yeah, it's a lot of work with the story and stuff to adapt it to include a second player. That's a lot of work there. But if you do something like Fable 3 and have someone just happen to tag along, it
Mhm.
ain't that hard. It's basically, it's the same as adding an NPC basically. It's a little bit more technical than that, and there is, and all you do is you have enemies that scale. Like they get a bit harder if you have people with you,
Yeah.
depending on the number of people.
Mm-hmm.
Whoop-de-doo. You know, that's not difficult to do. Yeah. So anyway, I'm going off on a tangent there, but that's just something I really care about passionately. That we need more multiplayer RPGs. MMOs just ain't cutting it right now. Hopefully, Guild Wars 2 is going to change that for us. Hopefully, Star Wars: The Old Republic will save us from tedious MMOs, which a lot of them are right now. And you know they're fun for a while, but you know you get bored anyway. So yeah, I think that's pretty much all about this game. Can you think of anything else you're
Oh
interested in?
yeah, there's one epic thing I can't wait to
Yeah.
see. It's fishes jumps out of the water. I can't wait to see that. It's like, bloop.
Yeah, I want to
Must be
see
the
the salmon swimming up the stream and stuff, and the butterflies and the pretty flowers that you can pick for the alchemy. You know, yeah, it's gonna be fun. I really like that about Oblivion. There's so much wildlife going on,
yeah.
and so much to pick and stuff, and I really hope that they have nice perks for the carrying because I have OCD when it comes to that. I've got to pick up everything and
Mhm.
I've got to pick up everything and stuff it in my bag, and I've got stuff coming out my pockets and stuff. You know, it's like people are like, "What the hell is that?" I'm like, "Oh, it's just a bit of herbs here, and in this pocket there's a dead rat." And I love that kind of stuff. You know,
Yeah.
so I hope they've
It's
got plenty of
flowers.
carrying. I hope they've got plenty of carrying space
Yeah.
and plenty of
But-
easy perks where you can carry more stuff.
Yeah. But what do you feel about uh, the thing about you can't fly dragons?
I suppose it makes sense to me because if you think about it in general dragon lore, and I'm talking about other games and stuff and
Mhm.
D&D and such, a dragon doesn't usually let you ride on them, at
Yeah.
least in the majority of dragon lore. In some universes, like Dragon Riders of Pern and other kind of fantasy genres, yeah, they all dragons let you ride on them and stuff if you get to know them from birth and stuff. But I think in Skyrim the dragons are waking up,
Mhm.
so no humans had that kind of long term contact with dragons. So dragons in the kind of Elder Scroll universe seem
Mhm.
to be very aggressive, um, very angry, kill on sight kind of things. They're very animalistic. I haven't seen anything yet to prove that there's a higher intelligence there. Even I don't know why they've gone for that. I guess I don't know if any point in the game that you get any kind of dialogue with a dragon because in usual dragon lore dragons are intelligent and they can talk and they can take shapes and of humans and all kinds of stuff. They have magic.
Yeah.
um in the D&D universe, you've got different colored dragons, and depending on what color dragon, they might be more inclined to talk to you and
Mhm.
sit down and maybe even fly you somewhere begrudgingly, but they don't usually like they see humans and other beings as lower beings, so why should they carry you around? But
True.
I'm sure if you practically killed the dragon and then you made a bargain that they were going to ferry you around, they would probably agree, but they would probably stab you in the back at some point. So
Yeah.
I think in Skyrim they just didn't want to touch upon. Maybe they saw it as a hot potato that people would argue over if the dragon was tameable or intelligent enough to ferry you around and stuff. So they just made them kind of the animalistic kind of dragon.
Yeah, because I'm really curious about what the viewers think about you can't fly dragons. If they think it's okay, or if
Yeah,
they see the reason why you can't, or it's like, oh my
yeah,
god, but they're dragons, they're
yeah,
sparkly.
yeah. I think I can see why they're doing it. It's basically they don't want you to have super fast travel
Mhm.
around around Skyrim. Sorry, they don't want you to have super fast travel because they want you to explore the world that they've created. And if you're on Dragonback, you might miss stuff
Mhm.
by if you go in because like in World of Warcraft. I miss stuff in World of Warcraft. There's not that much to miss, because
Yeah.
there's not that great a detail sometimes. But some places, yeah, I miss stuff because I've flown over it really fast. So it does make sense to me that they kind of commit you to the ground. It also spins out the game a lot longer, which is what I think they're going for. So anyway, I think that's all we've got time for. So from me, Keelan, and from Vincent, we'll see you later.
Bye bye.